Hello, welcome back to the Fruit of Grisaia. We have to find Sachi, or, Sakaki. Okay, Sachi, that's not necessary. Really, truly not necessary. The last thing we need is this nonsense leading to something troublesome and making things awkward in the dorm. If Sakaki wants to talk, she'll do so in her own time. It's not like I have any pressing need to know more about her, so I'm not going to pry when she wants to be left alone. Amane patters off toward her room. Sachi and Makina rise off the couch and follow suit. But before I can get up myself, Michiru sidles up with an inquiring look on her face. Inquiring look. Okay. No, not particularly. I only stuck around because I'd been planning to continue my calisthenics, but Michiru ignores my answer to her question, draws her own conclusions, and forges ahead with this one-sided excuse for a conversation. I have better things to do with my time. And what would that be, Yuuji? Huh? If you want to talk down to me, I'd suggest you find a less self-indulgent hobby first, Michiru.
Michiru-sama, 本当に G が趣味だったんですか? Michiru-sama.
まあ、人生長いんだから、そういう時期だってあるさ。猿のように老けて、次の目標を考えるんだな、ミチル君。
Makina is just trolling everyone. Calling furiously at her blonde head, Michiru shrieks a desperate entreaty to the heavens. In the end, our discussion about Sakaki's private life was diverted into the usual headache-inducing nonsense before we could reach any real conclusions. Not that it was a topic of especially great interest to me in the first place. A few sets of push-ups later, and I'd mostly forgotten about the whole thing. Guess I'm up a bit early. Probably because yesterday had been a fairly light day. I found myself awake earlier than usual. It's not like that's a bad thing, though. More time for a little calisthenics before I run. Hobbies, huh? As I run through my stretches, I find myself thinking about the conversation we had here yesterday. I guess doll is in fact an objectively appropriate word for someone who uses all his free time to exercise. For who? From a conventional viewpoint, training your body might well qualify as a hobby of sorts, but in my case, I'm maintaining a tool I need for my profession. Training is just a part of the job for me. Who thinks exercising is dull? Because it's not. It's cool. So yes, I basically have no hobbies. I think my personality is mostly to blame. Nothing really tends to capture my interest that strongly or for that long. On that point, I may have something in common with Sakaki. By all appearances, she keeps everything and everyone at arm's length, mainly because she's decidedly uninterested in learning more. Come to think of it, didn't they say Sakaki? With the sentence halfway out of my mouth, I sensed someone behind me and turned to face them. Sakaki standing by the entrance, staring at me in surprise. There's a bulky tote bag laying at her feet. I can tell at a glance that it's stuffed full of various items. I catch a glimpse of thin, wooden objects sticking out at the top. For what? At this point, the conversation from yesterday comes to mind again. The elders mentioned Sakaki's habit of leaving the dorm early in the morning by herself. Apart from the large bag she always carries on these trips, no one has any clues as to what she's getting up to. Not that I'm particularly interested, but the flow of the conversation seems to call for a little light probing. You're up early yourself, Sakaki. Where are you off to? I tried to phrase the question pretty casually. It certainly didn't sound too pushy coming out of my mouth. I honestly was just trying to draw her into a little small talk, but... Sakaki purses her lips for a moment before she speaks. The sentence she finally fires off somehow manages to be simultaneously sharp and blunt. What we've got here, Sakaki, is a failure to communicate. Cool hand, Luke. Oh, that was good. I asked, where are you off to? And you responded, what I do is no one's business. That's the answer to a slightly different question. You were probably feeling self-conscious about whatever it is you were going off to do, and ended up mishearing what I was asking. Sadly, it's not really a habit. I was born this way. Alright, I won't ask you about this again. Sakaki's face fills with genuine confusion. She's clearly surprised by this ready concession to her demands. Yeah, see you later. Sorry to bother you. As Sakaki heads for the exit, I turn around and begin my calisthenics again. But as I'm sitting on the floor and beginning to stretch out my arms, I realize that I haven't heard her leave the building yet. What's up? You need something? Sakaki throws open the door in apparent irritation and immediately leaves the dorm. What? Were you watching? You've all got too much time on your hands. They all want to know. Within seconds of Sakaki's exit, the other four emerge from their hiding places around the lobby. Don't tell me you actually went out of your way to wake up so early so you could watch her leave. Amane does her best impression of a mischievous child caught with one hand in the cookie jar. It's kind of unpleasant to watch.
なんか昨日の流れでちょっと気になっちゃってね。
みんな考えることは同じだったんですね。
ユージがもうちょっと押せばユミコきっと言ってたよ、あの流れだったら。
Sorry, but I'm just not that interested. In the first place, if it was something Sakaki would feel comfortable talking about, I'm sure she would have responded differently to my casual question. That blunt refusal to talk probably means she has her reasons for keeping her activities to herself. I'm not so irrepressibly curious as to pester her on a sensitive topic, especially when she's not going to reveal anything anyway.
あの荷物だよ。あそこに組み立て式の羽とか変な光る棒とか衣装が入ってて、人知れずユミちゃんはそれに着替えてコスプレとかしているのよさ。
Oh, your grounds for this deduction?
普段が目立たない地味無口キャラだから、休日ぐらいはきっと羽を伸ばしたいと思ってるに違いないのよ。だから文字通り羽をどや。
Amane, if you'd be so kind as to shut her up now.
しんどいしつけだけ母親に押し付ける父親って嫌われるよ。
どうしましょうか、風見さん。調査するのでしたら命じていただければすぐにでも。
No, I don't think there's any reason to put your ninja skills to the test today.
つまんない。
If you want to know that badly, Michiru, go tell her yourself, one-on-one.
ミチル相手だったら初手からいきなり刃物もありえるわよね。
血を見ることになりそうですね。ミチル様のお体が心配ですが、自ら選んだ道でしたら致し方ありません。覚悟します。
やるっつってねえでしょ。勝手に覚悟完了すんじゃないわよ。大丈夫。命は一つじゃない。チルチルなら3つぐらいに切られても、それぞれが真ミチルとなって生まれ変われるのよさ。プラナリア？ねえちょっとマキナ、あんた私をプラナリア扱いか。
What? Look, I'd really like to exercise at some point, if you don't mind. Yo, later that same day. Shortly after finishing my outdoor training, I happen to be doing some cool-down exercises in the dorm lobby just as Sakaki returns. She's holding her bag in the shadow cast by her own body, as if consciously trying to hide it from view. Sorry about this morning. First off, an apology for my earlier rudeness seems called for. Sakaki offers a vague non-response, squirming awkwardly where she stands. Alright, I'll see you later. I turn away and restart my calisthenics. But Sakaki doesn't move a muscle. Sakaki? When I call out to her for the second time, Sakaki flinches in surprise and shoots me a fierce glare.
しないわ。どうもしない。
She is pretty. She just is not very nice. We're talking to herself, rather than me. She stomps off in the direction of her room. Well, after Sakaki's vanished from view, I'm still staring after her. The girl might not have said much of anything to me just now, but it's obvious that she's strangely tense. Wonder if something's wrong. As I'm puzzling over the matter, a certain woman of unusual proportions appears out of nowhere.
なんかちょっと話したそうだったね、榊さん。
Amane approaches me with a knowing smirk on her face. Oh yeah, I didn't get that feeling personally.
それはユージが基本的に鈍感なだけよ。
Rather than sitting on the sofa, Amane drops herself cross-legged onto the ground. Drawing her face close to me as I exercise, as if to give me a whiff of her perfume, she continues.
ねえ、でどうなの？榊さんにちょっとは興味出たの？
Sorry, exactly what in the conversation just now suggested that to you.
あるからそんな思わせぶりな態度をとってるのかと思ったのよ。あえて踏み込まず、榊さんからやってくるのを待つというか。
Is this man gonna get with one girl or none of the girls? I don't know about you, but I don't approach my relationships with other people as if they were a fish I'm trying to catch. Does he even want any of them?
あらやだ、私はしないわよ、そんなこと。やるならもっと直接攻撃の方が性に合ってるわ。
True. Full frontal life certainly seems more plausible in your case. Sorry, I misjudged you.
半分は天然で言ってるんだろうけど、ユージって時々本当に引っ叩きたくなるわね。
Sadly, I was born this way.
にしてもさ、榊さんって本当に何してんだろうね。誰にもほとんど関わらず一人でいるし、辛くならないのかな。
Right. Well, I guess being alone is the less painful choice sometimes. I want to know about more. You more, Yuuji. I want to know more about you, Yuuji. The weekend behind us, we're back in the classroom. As the day's lessons reach their conclusion, Sachi leads us in the formal bow that marks the end of every school day. The weekdays are nice and simple, given a set schedule. I can coast peacefully through it without having to worry about how I'm spending my time, or about being insulted over my lack of interests. I wonder if he has a dating history, and that's why he's treating all these girls so weirdly. I shoulder my bag and leave the classroom. It's the only thing I can think of. After dropping my stuff off in my room, I find myself heading to the roof of the dormitory for no reason in particular. When I can't think of anything to do with myself, sometimes I'll search out places where I can be alone and look at the sky. I wouldn't say that I prefer solitude, but every once in a while I'm seized with the need to get a break from the clamor of daily life, which has been very noisy indeed lately. As I swing the door slowly open, I realize there's someone already on the roof. The instant I set foot outside, she's staring at me with a slightly suspicious look on her face. Sorry, but we do live in the same building. We're going to run into each other sometimes.
悪いと責めているわけじゃないけど。
So, can I come up?
私が決めることじゃないわ。
Having obtained Sakaki's assent, I stand beside the handrail and gaze up into the sky. It's a vivid shade of blue today. The sun shines powerfully down on us. I can feel heat rising off the iron railing in front of me. She's so pretty when she's not being mean, though. After a moment, Sakaki turns to me and breaks the silence. It's a shame, because she's actually really pretty. Yes?
ひょっとして立ったまま寝ているの？あなた。
No, I'm awake.
何も言わないから寝ているのかと思ったわ。
Would you prefer me to talk about something or ask you questions?
別にいいわ。そんなことしなくても。
I see. In that case, I guess I'll do what I feel like. Sakaki tilts her head back slightly and gazes into the sky for a long moment. Her long hair catches the sea breeze and flutters like a flag.
よくここには来るのかしら。
Why do you ask?
前にもここで会ったじゃない。
True, now that you mention it. I lean forward and grip the warm iron railing with both hands as I speak. Every once in a while, I guess, just to look at the sky by myself.
あなたが？らしくないわ。
It really is every once in a while. Anyway, that's the only reason I come up here.
そう。
Everyone has times when they want to be alone, right?
それは私に向かって聞いてるの。
No, we're talking about me here. The sunlight today really is powerful, very much a midsummer day. The shadow of a kite flying overhead moves slowly across the roof, wings and beak clearly defined against the concrete. As I follow the shadow's movement with my eyes, Sakaki blurts out unexpected words.
あなた、聞かないのね。
About what?
私が休みの日に外で何をしているのか。
Sakaki turns her face ever so slightly toward me as she speaks.
ああやって早朝から出て行ったら何をしているのか聞こうとするものじゃないかしら。
Yeah, I did ask, remember?
でもそれから一切聞こうとしなかったじゃない。
You told me you didn't want to talk about it, so I haven't brought it up since then. If you changed your mind about that, I assume you'd let me know. I'm not looking to stick my nose in other people's business. I turn my head slightly towards Sakaki, meeting her gaze out of the corner of my eye. With the exception of when somebody wants me to. That policy isn't limited to Sakaki. I'm trying not to interfere with any of the students here more than necessary. I don't dislike any of them, and I don't have any reason to go out of my way to avoid them. But all the time, I don't have any reason to get closer to them, either. Say either. There too. That said, when they're the ones approaching me, there's no need to reject them either. I'm trying to maintain that subtle balance as my master taught me. Sakaki stares steadily at my face. Her expression lies somewhere between puzzlement and curiosity. I don't know what's gotten her interest all of a sudden, but it's clearly different from usual apathetic gaze. What What is it? At my question, Sakaki exhales slightly and closes her eyes.
なんでもないわ。
Sakaki abruptly walks away from the railing and heads for the stairs. Halfway there, she pauses briefly and looks back in my direction. Right. At my concise response, Sakaki's expression again takes on a shade of bemusement.
あなた、変わってるわね。本当に。
For some reason, I get that a lot. Honestly, can't understand why. For a moment, there's a rare smile on Sakaki's face.
それじゃ。
Yeah. Sakaki opens the iron door and disappears inside the dorm. The kite I've been watching draws a lazy arc in the sky, as if to wave farewell, and then floats out of sight. How is this girl going to come back from her horrible first impression? The sun begins its slow descent toward the horizon as the evening approaches. I push myself back from the railing and walk slowly toward the stairs, feeling the sun-warmed concrete underneath my feet. Like, even if he gets to know her a little more, I probably still wouldn't want her, just because of that. No, I don't know if she wouldn't talk. Her hypocrisy is kind of charming. It feels like I've been lectured about drinking too much by an alcoholic. Just get together with Amane already, she's being so nice to you. For some reason, I feel like I've warmed up to Sakaki a bit. Maybe we've got more in common than I realized. I guess it's worth a try.
どこからともなくこの私を正義を呼ぶ声がする。こっちだってば。つうか正義関係ないし。どこ？ここだっつの。重たかった。あまね、どうしたのよその大荷物。いや、調子に乗って買いすぎちゃった。あんたね、一人で一体どんだけ買い物してんのよ。私一人の分じゃないってば。マキナの分とユージの分と。あ、そうだみちる。あんたちょっと付き合ってくれない？照英さんで卵 L サイズ10個98円。お一人様1パックまで。まだ買うの？卵って何にでも使えるし、あると安心するっていうか、冷蔵庫開けた時卵が少ないと不安にならない？ならないし。っていうか、なくなったら買いに行けばいいじゃない。私はそれが嫌なのよ。食べ物はいつだって余ってるぐらいじゃないと落ち着かないの。いいから付き合ってよ。ツンデレなんでしょ？あ？ツンデレと卵に何の関係が？いいから早く、タイムセールが終わっちゃう。もう仕方がないわね。付き合ってあげるわよ。そう、それそれ。やっぱりツンデレってそうでなきゃね。何よそれ。あんたツンデレバカにしてんでしょ。してないって。うふふ。うふふ言うな。重たかったと。ただいまって、ここあんたの部屋じゃないじゃん。あれ、ユージいないの？
みちる、そっちの袋も貸して。冷蔵庫にしまっちゃうから。勝手に冷蔵庫まで開けてさ、なんかもう自分の部屋のノリだよね。
He's just coming into his room already.
そう？いいじゃん、どうせろくなもの入ってないんだし。私の部屋、冷蔵庫小さいんだもの。突っ立ってないで座ったら？お茶ぐらい出すよ。あ、うん。麦茶でいいよね。はい。うん、ありがとう。っておい！うわ、びっくりした。何よ、急に大きな声出して。何脱いでんのよ。なんで脱いでんのよ。2回言った。そんなツッコミはいらん。なぜ脱ぐ？だって帰ってきたら着替えるでしょ、普通。いや、そりゃそうかもしれないけど、ここあんたの部屋じゃないし。どこの部屋に来るなり即パージってどうなのよ。別に裸のままでいるわけじゃないし、ちゃんと私服に着替えるわよ。いうかさ、なんでこの部屋にアマネの私服があるのよ。あんたらあれ付き合ってんの？同棲してんの？なんでベッドの上にブラが脱ぎ捨ててあるの？聞きたいことが山ほどあるんだけど。ごめんね、散らかってて。いいけどさ、気のせいかな。ユージの私物よりあんたの私物の方が多くない？つうか、本当に何にもないんだね、この部屋。テレビもないし。部屋を出れば目の前の談話室にテレビあるしね。私物といえばバックパックが一つあるぐらい。何が入ってるのかは知らないけど。あ、ねえ、こっちの部屋は？あ、そこは開けちゃダメよ。ユージ本気で怒るから。なんで？言ってみればその1畳半の部屋がユージの私室なのよ。だってここクローゼットだよ。何があるの？だから開けちゃダメだってば。それに開けても別に何もないわよ。ただの空き部屋。本当に？一度だけ中を覗いたことがあるけど、紙くずが散らばってるだけで何もなかったわよ。何もないなら見てもいいんじゃない？たとえ空っぽだったとしても見られたくない場所っていうか、深入りしてほしくない場所ってあるじゃない？前に私が入った時、そこには入るなってすっごい怒られたもの。何それ？さあ、例えるならそう、携帯のメールボックスとかかな。勝手に見られたら気分悪いでしょ？空っぽなのに？空っぽのメールボックスを見られたくないんじゃないかな。わけわかんない。ユージの過去でも詰まってるんだよ、きっと。はあ？触れられたくないものって意味で。 そう言われちゃうと、まあ私にもそういう部分がないわけでもないし。
でしょ。だからそこはそっとしておいてあげてよね。
分かったわよ。
そんなことより晩ご飯の用意しなくちゃ。今晩は餃子にしようと思うんだけど、みちる、あんたも手伝ってくれない？
ちょっとあんた夕飯の面倒まで見てるの？
どうせマキナの分も作るし手間は一緒だもの。暇なら餃子包むの手伝ってよ。
なんで餃子？あいつ餃子が好きなの？
うんにゃ、好きとか嫌いとかはあんまりないかな。何作っても食べるし。でもお肉はあんまり喜ばないわね。まあエビ餃子なら喜んで食べるかな。
私餃子なんて作ったことないわよ。マキナに手伝わせなさいよ。
あの子練り物系はダメなのよね。具で粘土遊びを始めるから。
じゃあサチを呼べばいいじゃない。なんで私なのよ。
たまには次女にもお料理教えてあげようかなってね。いいからこっちいらっしゃいな。
次女？
長女は料理なんてからっきしでカップ麺ぐらいしか作れないし、三女は生真面目だから教えれば覚えるけど。餃子なんか包ませたらそれこそ無限に包み続けるぐらい没頭しちゃうし、末っ子はさっき言ったように料理と粘土遊びの区別がついてないしね。
だから次女っていうか、私ってアマネの中じゃ次女なのね。
ガサツだし大雑把だし性格がねじくれててあんまり可愛くはないけれど、一番女の子らしいのは次女だと思ってるわよ。
それ褒めてるの？
もちろん。それじゃまず下ごしらえしちゃおっか。
だから私は料理なんかしたことないんだってば。
簡単だって。キャベツと白菜を軽く湯通しして、タケノコの水煮とニラを混ぜて、ひき肉の代わりにエビのすり身をつなぎにしたあんを作って市販の皮で包んでいくだけだから。
I'm just happy right now. It's
ていうか
relaxing.
さ、何にもない部屋の割に調理道具だけはやけに揃ってるのね。
まあね。大きいお鍋とか部屋に置いてあると邪魔なものは全部こっちに持ってきちゃってるし。
それって単純にこの部屋を物置にしてるだけじゃないの？
まあいいじゃないの。そのおかげで美味しいご飯食べられるんだから。お塩取って。
塩？塩ってこれ？
そうそれ。
なんかでっかい粒が入ってるけど、何これ？
ああ、いり米よ。乾燥剤の代わりに缶入りしたお米が入ってるの。
何それ？おばあちゃんの知恵？あまねってさ、そういうところパワ臭いわよね。
なんでよ。生活の知恵ってやつでしょ。はい、ズキョーンと。
うわ、なんか意外と雑。包丁使わないの？ おバカね。毎日料理するのに手間かけてどうするのよ。家庭料理のコツはどれだけ手抜きをするかがポイントなのよ。
そんなもの？
餃子なんて難しいって思うかもしれないけど、小学生でも作れるわよ。
確かになんか簡単そうに作ってるわよね。ズギョーンって。
マキナにはいつも教えてることなんだけど、大切なのは工夫をしないこと。レシピ通りに作ればまず失敗なんてしないんだから。初心者が料理で失敗する理由の8割はレシピを無視した工夫という名の独自解釈よ。
なるほど。
ま、私はプロだから。
So peaceful.
ね。
何入れた？今何入れたのよ。
ああ、ウーロン茶。餃子のあんにウーロン茶を入れるとさっぱりして美味しくなるのよ。
本当に？なんかべちゃべちゃになってない？
このべちゃべちゃがええんやないの。ユージ、ウーロン茶好きだしね。
そんな理由？なんか雑。
さて、あとは包んで焼くだけ。どう？簡単でしょ？
It's fun just seeing her talk about all of this.
いいの？こんな適当で。それに包むのが難しいんじゃ。
平気平気。欲張って具をいっぱい詰めようとするから失敗するんだって。具なんてティースプーン1杯分入ってりゃいいのよ。あとは指にお水つけてちゃっちゃと閉じるだけ。いいからとりあえずやってみ。そうそう、そんな感じ。表になる側をパタパタと畳んでいけばちゃんと形になるでしょ。
あ、本当だ。意外となんとかなる
でしょ。じゃあその調子で4人前で40個パッパと作っちゃおうか。
これちょっと楽しいかも。サチの気持ち少しわかるわ。
おっと、長男のお帰りだわ。
長男？
お帰り、ユージ。遅かったじゃん。どこで何してたの？
I told you the reception on the TV in the lobby was getting bad, didn't I? Sachi and I were trying to fix the antenna.
へえ、そんで治ったの？
Yeah, although we ended up having to replace the antenna. Look, forget me. What are you two doing in here?
見りゃわかるでしょ。晩ご飯の用意よ。今夜は餃子だよ。
I'm asking why you're doing that in my room.
いいじゃん別に。あんたの分も作ってあげてるし。
I don't remember asking for any.
でもあれば食べるでしょ。
Well, I can't let food go to waste.
素直じゃないな。食べたら食べたで美味しいって言うくせに、そういうのをツンデレって言うんだよ。ね、ミチル。
そっか。ちょっとユージ。
What?
別にあんたのために作ってるんじゃないんだからね。自分の分を作るついでよ。つ
いで勘違いしないでよね。あんたってさ、時々自分がツンデレだってこと忘れるよね。そんなことないわよ。
Well, fine. Try not to make too much of a mess in here, okay?
どこ行くの？
Just going to buy some oolong tea.
ああ、そろそろなくなる頃だと思ったから買っておいたよ。冷蔵庫に入ってる。ね
I see. Appreciate it.
え、アマネ。あんたってさ、そういうとこちゃんと年上の女なのよね。感心するわ。何よ急に改まって。ちょっとユージ。
What now?
ちょっとあんた、当たり前みたいな顔してウーロン茶ゴブゴブ飲んでんじゃないわよ。分かってんの？アマネがいるおかげであんたはそうやって普通に生活できてんのよ。それを忘れんじゃないわよ。
Yeah, I guess. Can't forget that the front lines are only possible through the support of the supply units and paymasters.
あんたはそうやってわけのわからないこと言って本当にわかってんの
？Well, to be honest, I have no idea why you've gotten so angry all of a sudden. Sorry.
私に謝ってどうすんのよ。アマネに感謝をしなさい。アマネに。
I don't really get it, but Amane, thank you very much for everything you do, I guess. Hey, progress! Progress, I'll take it!
なんであんたまで語尾が疑問系なのよ。だって別にお礼を言われるようなことした覚えないしねえ。
No, it is. Oh, it is. She's so nice. It might not seem like much to you, Amane, but to certain people who feel self-conscious about never doing anything for anyone else, I expect buying some tea looks like a truly heroic act of charity. Yes. Keep going, Yuuji. What do you want from me? I don't know. I thought it was pretty nice of him.
感謝しなさいよもう。そんで餃子作った私にも感謝しなさいよもう。
Oh, is that all? Of course, I'm grateful to you both. I appreciate it, Michiru.
なんか納得いかないけど。まあいいわ。今日のところはこれぐらいで勘弁してあげるわよ。
Soon after, the wafting scent of frying gyoza were backing up to my room. Sachi, concerned to find Michiru's room empty, also stopped by before long. At that point, we adopted a resolution to invite Sakaki as well, initiate an extraordinary increase in dumpling production, and engage in a gyoza pig-out party. The Mihama Female Gyoza Corps was then established under the command of Suo Amane, Exo Kamine Sachi. To pursue these objectives, all members hurriedly scraped together ingredients from their fridges. Our goal was set at 120. What is that word? The results of this emergency reduction varied widely. In quality, there were a number of respectable dumplings filled with relatively appropriate things like bean jam or cheese. Probably pounds, 120 pounds. I don't know. But also some truly bizarre thoughts, such as fish stick gyoza and wiener gyoza. Soon dozens of dumplings were arrayed in front of the hot plate. Much like the weapons brought to battle by an army on the verge of defeat, the variation was rich, if not the quality. We began testing a wide range of dipping sauces as well, leading to even stranger combinations of tastes. Fortunately, Makina quickly complained that eaten them plain tastes better. The group's experimental spirit restrained at last. The gyoza pig out party drew to a close without any major casualties. That was very, very, very cute. Amane is very well written. How do I put it? She's like so romantic and ready to be a wife. Wow, that was very good. Bye.